welcome to the tutorial for creating your very first Minecraft server on version 1.11 all the way back to 1.8 and for the foreseeable future. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come here and download this .jar right here, okay? That is, it'll be the most recent version for whatever Minecraft is released. Then you're going to want to copy this line of script right here, and then from there you're going to create a server or a file on your folder on your desktop, not a file, on your desktop, and then put the .jar in there. Okay. Now take your text document and you're going to want to delete everything, including the .txt, and then you're going to type start.bat. Okay. Yes, you do want to change it. It's not going to hurt anything. Now over here you'll see Windows batch file. Now you're going to want to edit it, and all that, and that very important script I told you to copy goes right in here. Now you're also going to want to rename this server to nothing but Minecraft_server. So get rid of the dot whatever after it, but make sure you keep the dot before the jar, or else it just won't work. So then you can double click that, and once you double click that, you'll have this thing called eula.txt. Now this just makes sure that you agree to the Minecraft EULA, and you're just going to change that to true, and now double click start.bat again. Now this is you're going to get all those errors, and then it's going to create your spawn world. These are only a first time setup sort of deal. Okay. Now you're going to, once it says done, you're going to type stop. Okay, and then click server.properties. If it asks you what it wants to open up with, just do Notepad. And now just come up, I'm going to change the message of the day, MOTD, to tutorial server, Control S, and then the big things, server IP, don't put anything here. It will disallow people from being able to join your server from the internet, which is how people outside your house are going to join. Max players, you can edit this. I could make it 8, and just save after your things. This is how you change it from default, flat, amplified, large biomes, that sort of deal. PvP, self-explanatory. Difficulty, you change it from 0 to 2, 3, I think. 0 to 3. Game mode is 1 to 0 to 3. Generator settings, as if you're using custom terrain type or level type, and then another self-explanatory. Forced game mode, this basically just says if people are allowed to leave the game mode that you set it to. You're going to go back and then distribute your IP to people, and you can get your IP from this right here. Google what is my IP, or Yahoo, or whatever search engine you use. I don't discriminate. Just give them this number right here, and then they'll be able to join. As long as you're port forwarded, they'll be able to join your Minecraft server. Once it says done, then you can pull up your Minecraft, go into multiplayer, click add server, and if you want to join, you name it whatever you want, and then click down here and type localhost, all lowercase, no spaces. Click done, and then your server will be right there with the message that you set, the player limit you set, that sort of thing. And then you're going to come into here. There we go. So you're now in your Minecraft server, and you are currently loading in all the chunks, so you'll be kind of laggy for a bit. But this will also result in, on average, a fairly, not significant if you have decent frames already, but if you're running at a lower frame rate, you probably will notice just a consistently lowered frame rate, because the server is also needing to generate terrain for all the other people on the server and keep it in RAM. On the topic of RAM, if you want to disconnect from your server, and this is also how you see who's connected, that sort of thing, who left, you can close the server, close out of Minecraft, and then if you want to change the amount of RAM it's allowed to use, so say if you're going to be using lots of plugins or mods, which actually require a different .jar to be in here, but that's a completely different story. These are megabytes, or you can change that M to a G. Now this MX is max. Now right here, 1024, that is 1 gigabyte of RAM. 2048, well, 2048 megabytes is 2 gigabytes, okay? And usually if you're running from home, that's going to be perfectly fine. But if you have a really fast internet connection and you can handle it, you can change it to something along the lines of 4096, which is 4 gigabytes of RAM. And just make sure you don't set it to more RAM than your computer has, and usually more RAM than your computer has available, because if it tries to use that RAM and it's already in use, you're going to end up corrupting something or anything else. Now you're going to save, and now you double click it, and it's, you can see right there, 4096. It has started up. It's now going to be able to use 4096 megabytes of RAM. And right up here, you can see it's only using 400 megabytes of RAM at idle. And that's the whole, or that's probably the server. This is probably, we'll find out. Okay, yeah. So the server is using 400 megabytes of RAM at idle, which is actually pretty high, but it's a Windows server being hosted on home network, that sort of thing. Just make sure you have enough RAM to host your server. You can stop it again, and then distribute your IP to people, and if you're port forwarded, they'll be able to join, no problems. I hope this helped at least someone, and please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. I'll see you in the next one, guys.